Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so there's a lot happening right now because I'm trying to be as productive as humanly possible, and I think I've made some huge strides, honestly. First of all, I took the hold off of my mail and then had my mail forwarded to T. Made T's house. Made a bunch of mistakes in regards to that with the transaction. It ended up being a mistake on my end, and it all worked out. What else did I do? I tried to set up Lyft's driver app, and it's down as far as certain aspects of the app. It ain't allowing me to rent a car. It ain't allowing me to input my driver's license and all that. I checked out Uber's driver app. The lowest rental they have is more than the money I can deposit. So that, it's like, all right, we run into a lot of stuff. So right now, I just decided to turn on the camera and just take a couple seconds and talk about what's on my mind, which is pretty much what was on my mind earlier in regards to the food, and not being able to find the proper food around this neighborhood until I got to one market. I believe the market was, I forgot the name of it, Famous Market, I believe is what it is. I think that's the one. They have fruit around here in this area. That's it. I walked around for hours, the whole circumference. Y'all saw me do it. It was nothing. So that was a real big problem for me, and I had a conversation with my friend Bronze about that, and she told me something that was really interesting that she had heard. Coca-Cola had a situation where a good portion of their money was being funded to them by EBT, because EBT is ultimately what poor people use to buy their food, and as a result, that's what we tend to choose to drink. And it was a big, huge to-do about that. I think I remember hearing about that, though, like 2 years ago or something, but it was a big, huge to-do to where Coca-Cola had such major pushback about that, because they essentially were arguing that, it's a racist thing to do, to remove Coca-Cola from people of color's neighborhoods, because that essentially is what we're talking about. I probably left that part out, but essentially what she was telling me is that they were trying to remove Coca-Cola from schools, and as a result, they took a major hit, when they couldn't necessarily take advantage of poor people in their EBT. It wasn't coming the same to Coca-Cola, because the reality was, without poor people, soda doesn't really get drinking like that. Rich people and so they don't really drink soda to keep the company in the trillions or whatever the hell they're in. So at that point, they were fighting for self-preservation, and their argument was it's racist. And to me, that's wickedness, because at the end of the day, this is one of those conversations where you say, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? You give somebody something that's poisonous, you make it culture and make them love it, and then from there, you attach it to their person, attach it to their race, as if that's something that they must have. We didn't must have anything. You gave it to us. You made it so that we got used to it, and then from there, now it's like you need us to keep you going, and so you're going to basically tell everybody that's trying to fight for the betterment of our health that they're actually the racists trying to keep us from what it is that we need to keep our lives happy. That is evil, pure and utter evil. And I want people to understand how I actually see that. I think at the end of the day, as Bronze also said, the corner stores and everybody going to sell what it is that people like. And again, chicken or egg. Do we need this stuff, or are we so used to it that we don't want to live without it, and we'll fight tooth and nail to continue to kill ourselves slowly with stuff that you told us we need? And we agree because it tastes good. But if you understand that it's wickedness, like pure wickedness, that's putting you in a position to even want that stuff, because those people have poured so many marketing dollars into the deterioration of your bodies, then you understand why you need to not eat for taste per se, unless you can doctor it up yourself in healthy ways. But don't eat that processed crap, because it's meant to kill you. And when I say meant to kill you, mean the people who invest in it want you dead. That's what I'm saying to you. So nah, I'm not confused. She was telling me that the doctor that she was listening to on some show she was watching had said that a rich man is likely to live 15 years longer based on his nutrition than a poor man who doesn't have what he needs around him. We were talking about that when I used to, and that's the thing. Now, for me, in the 39 years of life, I've lived in Hollywood, right? Wilshire District, white, Inglewood, Mexican and black. And what I can tell you is, in Inglewood, I was able to get what I needed every which way, and most of the time for me specifically, I wasn't really trekking around the neighborhood to see what the little markets had, because I had everything delivered to me. So I can't really tell you truthfully if this is also a continuum that that's always there, because I mostly had stuff brought to me in any of the grocery stores Over there, I knew exactly where they were. I had my car. It was a lot of stuff. But in this area, right here, where I decided I don't want anything delivered to me, I will go to any grocery store and I'll walk any distance. You start finding out you can't find what you need to eat healthy. You can find what you need to eat to have taste, but if you like tasty puff stuff and sugary this, and you can find all that. Soda, that, anything with carbonation, and you can find all that. But when it's time to find some lettuce, some tomatoes, some rice, some pure turkey or something, some regular food, nah, none of the mini marts have that. None of the neighborhood grocery stores have that. And while they're gonna sell what it is that they know people are gonna buy, at the end of the day, that's gonna kill them, right? And so they shouldn't want to buy that no more than they should want to feel like hell after they finish eating it. You know what I mean? So that's my thing. It's like, look, I eat to feel good. I don't eat for taste buds. I eat for taste buds the first half of my life, which is why I don't need to do it anymore. As I told you guys a million times, I had everything, period. I've had all the food there is to eat because me and my mom had no discipline whatsoever in the first half of my life as it pertains to what we were eating. We would try anything, we did it all the time. So it was like, for me now, I don't find myself wanting any of that because it caused me so much problems. It caused me many problems as a young person. Not only as it pertains to my physicality, but also my mental. And so for me, it's like, nah, I'm not going back to the way I felt, independent of anybody's agenda, anything. I'm going to eat healthy because I'm not going to go back to the way I felt and looked. But when you try to work your own agenda in that way, and you got your own goals about how you want to eat, and you want to eat like super healthy, you find out it's impossible to do so. Now, I don't think there's too many people thinking like me in that way. Not too many. And if they are, they're in the neighborhoods I came from, not in the neighborhood I'm in. Trying to eat that healthy? Why? When everybody around us eats McDonald's, everybody around us eats Carl's Jr., everybody around us drinks soda, this is what we do. This is culture. And then we die because of culture. Like, I can't fathom something better than what it is they're giving me. I'm a creative. You can't do that to me. You feel me? They're not going to be able to do that to people who can manifest things out of their skull. I don't need your culture to create culture. I create culture myself. So there's no way I'm going to allow these people to tell me what it is I can and cannot eat when I know what makes me feel good and what's going to allow me to live longer and what's going to allow me to have my seeds be healthier for what they eat. As we talked about earlier, if you took drugs, if you drank and drank coffee, it's more likely your kid's going to have trouble for doing so. I don't want that problem for my children. So I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to do the things that I need to do to ensure that they don't have those issues so they have more of a foundation in health. Right? That's what it's about. They understand that. And they also understand that a lot of people on this level do not understand that. But that's why God put me on this level. Because he knows I have a head for this. And he knows I've been in enough environments to know the difference. Everywhere I lived before I got to Inglewood, health food stores, whole food stores, of course everything was overpriced because they take advantage of the rich because they know you got the money, so they're going to take it from you. So you're going to spend a lot of money to stay healthy. And that's where the game also is played. I was having a conversation with Bronzy about this, and I was saying, you know, I think it's not only about the deterioration of the bodies of poor people. Nah, that's not the focus. It's about patronizing the rich people. Say, see, look, you're special. They're not. But the key is to make it so that they're not in order for you to feel like you're special. That food that you have should be available to everybody just by default because it can be grown, right? It's the stuff that you have to process in machines that are harder to make. You see what I'm saying? What I just ate, rice, lettuce, turkey, that should not been that's not more difficult to make monetarily. It don't cost more to do that. It costs more to make some damn Cheetos. It costs more to put something like that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like they're deliberately pouring dollars into the deterioration of peoples. And it's meant for a bunch of different reasons that all come together to destroy the human body. And that's it. It ain't deeper than that. It's just population control at its finest by way of you. If great-grandpa me is eating all kinds of bad right now, how easy is it going to be for my great-grandkids to die of some bullcrap? Very easy. I'm not confused. And that's what we're talking about. So, you know, look, they can tell us whatever they want to tell us about what we like, about what it is that we want. They can put all types of marketing into it, put all kinds of flashy colors and cartoons and pretty people, all kinds of stuff to make us want to buy what it is that they want us to buy. They can shun us in different areas of culture so that we look at the situation and say, nah, that's not cool, even though it makes us healthy. Nah, that's not cool, even though it makes us smart. Nah, that's not cool because it's going to ultimately make us better. Nah, we don't want none of those things. Give me what's going to feel good, temporary, feeling good, and all that. Give me all the stuff that's going to make me worse. Health problems. You see what I'm saying? It's like, if you know what comes with what, you're not going to choose what's going to be one separation from your deterioration. Not unless you're suicidal. You know what I'm saying? So how else could you want something that's going to make you unhealthy, but for the culture of it and your inability to think outside of that culture? See what I'm saying? And you need people to speak against that in such a way that allows you to see it that way. And so that's where I'm at with it. I'm not confused at all when it comes to stuff like this. People gotta choose which way they want to go. If you want to eat poor, it's available to you. If you want to eat healthy, you got to go out of your way to find that. But that's not, I'm telling you, I am poor. All intent and purposes right now, poor. But I'm still finding ways of getting healthy. Now, whether or not I'm able to find all of what I need to be as healthy as I want to be is a whole totally different story. But I'm going to shun every single one of these little things that they're trying to throw at me by way of culture that I'm supposed to love the taste of. It's going to be treated like it's poisonous, as far as I can tell. It's going to be treated like it's poisonous because that's exactly what it is. If it's going to give me a heart attack, why the hell do I want it? If it's going to make my stomach hurt, why do I want it? If it's going to make it big and make it so that I can't climb up steps and, you know, every workout I have is extra hard because of what I'm putting in my body, why am I going to choose that? I'm not going to choose that. I have to be in an environment where everybody agrees to that stupidity in order for it to work. So what's the difference between that and everybody jumping off a roof together? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Because if they market it good enough, you're going to do it. And that's the point. We need to stop allowing these entities, whomever they are, we got to stop letting them control the narratives as if a God doesn't exist above us, who created us to overcome all of the evil that's in place for us to be destroyed by. You understand what I'm saying? Including the stuff that's there that's subtle in nature. That's only supposed to make us feel like, oh, it tastes good. Oh, it's part of your culture. You need this. No, I don't need this. See, I'm old enough to remember when cigarettes were considered healthy. Oh, cigarettes don't kill anybody. I remember I watched the court cases myself back in the day when I was like 13, 14 years old. When the cigarette companies were fighting for their lives and everybody was starting to change the culture of what is agreeable as it pertains to the cancer sticks. Yeah, we're changing the culture. Because if we see our loved ones fighting tooth and nail against their own mental health to try to get that out of their hands so they can save themselves. People sitting in hospital beds with tubes down their throat still asking for cigarettes. Let me smoke one last time. Bro, you're going to die like 5 minutes from now because of cancer and you're in total amounts of pain, but your brain can't tell you that this is not something you want? What's the difference between that and putting a gun in your mouth? There is none. It's the additives that were in there, coupled with the marketing schemes that would otherwise get you through the door to get you hooked. No different than any other drug. It's a difference. Crack, cigarettes, it does the same thing. It kills you, it destroys your mind. In fact, crack is likely to less likely kill you. Most crackheads be living till they 70 years old and still be running around looking for crack. But the point is, cigarettes, they're gonna definitely kill you. You smoke for 35 years, you can be certain that you're gonna have problems that are gonna ultimately end your life. It's just what it is. So why would you ever choose that? If you pride yourself on being somebody who's trying to raise a family, trying to build yourself up, trying to work out, whatever people do, but then by way of their culture and the addictives that are in that stuff that we're getting, now we want to choose something that's going to betray all of that? Unbeknownst to us, apparently, right? Nah, not confused. So that's what it really comes down to, man. I was confused as a child, of course. But now that I've gotten older, I got my own goals as it pertains to my body. And when I look around at what I want to do for myself, I can't. Because of you. You see what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to for me. Because you have an agenda that you want to destroy all the poor people in this area, so I can't stay healthy. You feel me? It gets to a point where my ego starts getting tripped. Like, wait a minute. Nah, you ain't just hurting all them. You're trying to hurt me too. And then I start fighting. So that's how my attitude works. It's just like, nah, I'm going to use my voice against this. I articulate myself in such a way that I know I can be convincing. People need to hear this. You don't need to eat none of that. And that you want it is not your fault. You just need to be able to hear me and understand that that's there to taste good so that you'll be 1 degree of separation from your own suffering. That's all it is. They had to make it taste good in order for you to want it. Just like anything else satanic. It's got to be dressed up nice so that you will actually go over there and get in the trap. Why is this any different? It is not. So that's why I want people to understand, man, I ain't confused. I never will be confused when it comes to stuff like this because I've already lived all of the ways. I ate all the bad food. I stuffed my face with everything I could. Tubs of red vines, big, huge sandwiches with fries in them, pork, everything, hot dog, everything. I've had it all, man. All of it. Before the age of 21. And it caused me nothing but pain. Literal pain. And so now that I'm no longer like that, I don't think like that. Now I see that certain people are still caught up in that, but they don't want to be in pain. Somebody needs to be able to reach them through that culture to help them understand. Your mind is being basically controlled by people by way of what it is that you can't seem to control within yourself. That self-control is very important. But not everybody was affected so negatively by being unhealthy like I was. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people could just live being unhealthy and it's fine, but they're still going to die. You see what I'm saying? And for me, it's like, nah, I want to live a full life. And I want to relay good genetics to my children. So if by way of my food and these cultures that are 1 degree of separation from my smiling and my death, I'm obviously going to speak against that. So that's where my head is right now. That's what the Lord has put in my heart to say today. And I'm glad I'm over here under these circumstances in this particular way so that I can see it exactly like this. I wouldn't have it any other way. You understand what I'm saying? After all that just happened, now that this conversation is being had, this is exactly the type of perspective I want to be able to use my voice for the betterment of. Because I don't see myself as just saving the lives of the people today. As I already said, this is going to affect your grandkids, your great-grandkids, and further down the line. And they know that. They know that. But they want to make sure that you're not thinking about that while you're putting in your body what's going to destroy all of that. Not confused. So let's stand on what will ultimately be best for us. Like I told y'all once before, you don't have to eat untasty foods. You just got to be able to find healthy ways of cooking it and healthy ways of seasoning it. And unfortunately, that's not going to be found too often. You got to go out of your way to not only find the ingredients that will allow for that, but then you got to be able to put it together yourself, basically. Because if you take one of their little seasoning, you take all this stuff, believe me, it's something in there that's going to cost something that's probably going to be 1 degree of separation from what we're talking about. Because that's all they want to sell you. Rich, poor, that's all they want to sell you. And I'm telling you, rich people, listen to me. Listen to me. They think of y'all just as stupid as us. I promise they do. They think you're just as stupid as us. Do not be confused. You are special not because of your money. You're special because you're a human being. All of us are. Do not let people make you think that you're special because you have money and that you should be treated special, because what they're really doing is just deliberately making other people worse so that you can be basically normal. And then they make you feel like it's special. It ain't special. See? And they'll kill you too. My name is BDF 44. I thank you all for watching.